Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
What you're about to see are real conversations I've had with major record labels over the last couple days. This is an email I got from Sony a couple days ago. Hi, hope all is well. I'm an A&R at Sony. Are you interested in having conversations with record labels at this moment? Artists, take note. This is how you respond to a record label. No. Send. This is an email I got from Rock Nation a couple days ago. Shout out Jay-Z. I gave him like 11 words, but they all mean no. Hey dude, thanks for reaching out. Big fan of the guys on Rock Nation, but I'm gonna pass. Send. This is an email I got from a distribution company not long ago. I mean, this thing just goes on and on and on and on and on. It's all BS. But they did offer me $1 million, so I wrote them a song in my response. We don't need no $1 million. Didn't. Send. These record labels don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about what you believe in. They don't give a shit about how hard you work to get here. The only thing that they give a shit about is your numbers. Because if you got numbers, they can exploit you for dollars. This has been Communicating with Record Labels 101. I'm Tom McDonald. Check out my new song, Ghost. It's fire.
I know you haven't always loved the internet. How are you seeing progress right now with all of that? Can you use it to your advantage?
It's a double-edged sword, you know. A lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art, and the internet, because of downloading and things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take, you know, 80% of your earnings, then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out, but then it gets, that's the sharp part of the sword, and we're at the wrong end of it right now. So eventually, with courageous people going out there and actually saying something and standing up for it, I think we'll get some balance.
Michael Jackson wasn't even making dollars off of his album.
How is Michael Jackson not making money off his own music?
Look this shit up.
Who takes that? The record label?
It's called points and percentages and royalties and shit that you get for the record. So for example, if they were selling Michael Jackson record Thriller for $9.99, right? How much money do you really think he made off of each copy of Thriller? And this is the 80s. And that shit sold the most records ever. He made a lot of money, but what you think the record labels made? They made all the fucking money. Perfect example, Taylor Swift. She ain't an old artist at all. She's quite new. What did she do? She remastered her album. Why? Because she wasn't making revenues off of that album. So it's like it's time for it to be reversed. If the artist is the one who everybody loves and cherishes, he should be the one getting the motherfucking finances.
Music and the music industry used to be like this small elite club where you had to be good at what you did in order to be in this club. Like you couldn't get in here if you didn't know how to sing on key. Couldn't get in here if you didn't know how to really play an instrument. Couldn't get in here if you really didn't know how to mix records together.
Yeah.
Now, you push a button and anybody can do it. So the club is not elite anymore. Anybody can come in now.
Yeah.
And that cheapens the value of it. You know what I mean? It's like, I spent years in blood, sweat, and tears learning how to sing on key and dance at the same time. Yeah. Whereas nowadays, it don't even matter. They put auto-tune on your microphone at your show.
Yeah.
There's auto-tune on the microphone. Like, come on, man.
Joe Rogan just exposed the music industry. What he says next will blow your mind.
You know, people's ability to express themselves is so much different than it used to be. So you can't just be some ruthless, evil executives fucking over the artists like they did during the, you know, in the music business. And I mean, it's legendary. The music business is legendary if you're doing that.
Man, look, first of all, we got to get into this music business thing in a second, but I was looking on the internet. It was a bunch of waitresses talking about what celebrities did or didn't tip them. Nobody can fuck up anymore.
It's true, yeah. Yeah, they got a whole website. It's dedicated to bad tippers.
Yeah. All of a sudden, breaking news, Ellen DeGeneres is a bitch. What? What? No. By the way, I like Ellen a lot. I'm just saying this is what we're faced with.
Yeah.
Our personalities get yelped.
Yeah. Oh, but the thing is, like, if you talk to enough people, you're going to have disagreements with people. And if someone if they curate only those disagreements and only take it from the perspective of those people that you had problems with, they could paint you out to be a piece of shit. Even if you're a really nice person, it just doesn't take any nonsense from people.
How come when I rapped about this?
Oh, I got that. Anything you need, like pills or
Labels didn't care. They actually liked it. They encouraged it. Fans didn't really care. A lot of them encouraged it. They liked it. Nobody called me crazy. Nobody called me nuts. Nobody asked if I was okay. Nobody checked on me. And how come when I rap like this?
God over government, lies that they covering, innocent suffering, won't let our freedom just crumble or disappear without a fight in the struggle. They want us so sick and don't want you recovering.
People think I'm nuts. People check on me. And not in a nice way. More of a passive-aggressive, this guy's nuts way. Brands are a little bit more reluctant and hesitant to work, and you're more likely to be blacklisted and blackballed from companies and corporations in Hollywood. How is God and freedom more controversial than drugs, sex, partying? Moral of the story for all you upcoming artists, these labels, these distribution companies, and a lot of these fans, they don't give a damn about your health or spirit, beliefs. They only care about lining their pockets and using you to do that.
If you are creative and you design the Yeezy 1s and then Yeezy 2s and they say you can't design nothing else, that would be like if I made Jesus Walks and they said I couldn't make Late Registration. That would be like if Drake made his first single and they say he couldn't make another single. That's how they was playing it. And then the point where the Yeezys get such an impact and they say, but you can't even have royalties. It's industries. These industries have been set up like the coal industry, like the music industry. It's something different to the way these billionaires run the world. And we not a part of that. We've only been let in on a communication level. It's a new form of cotton that we all pick it.
Tell you facts. Hear it. This industry is not what it seems to be. Listen.
Like the music industry is more snakier and more fucked up than the streets.
I'm fine if I lose to fucking Kanye or someone that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following and he's made a massive impact on music. Fine, I'm good with that. But don't fucking get us all here to use your selling point for your fucking show and stiff everybody every single fucking time.
Well, does he have a Grammy? Yet, the Grammys have brainwashed us into thinking for years that the Grammys are about what? Talent.
Man, the game is fucking bullshit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game.
It's going down, baby. It's going to be terrible. Record sales are going to get worse. Worse till they just amount to nothing. Oh, I'm just going to take my money and leave. I'm just going to run. I'm going to get what's left.
You struggle to get the contract, and then the contract is sort of, you know, the indentured servitude type of thing. Our first contract was 7 albums, essentially 14 years. So I signed that contract when I was 23.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm signing, at 23 years old, I'm signing a contract that's supposed to take me into 37.
You're signing a contract for more than half your life.
And if you look at the shelf life of most artists, it's 4 to... So they're basically anticipating your entire arc.
That's so crazy.
So you don't have any leverage, you know, other than that they want to sign you. You sign the deal, and then it becomes this weird dance of like, can I sustain success?
Yeah.
If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. You know, the public's going to forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things.
Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well. The majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority. But stop. Let's take a moment and look at yourselves. There's nothing minor about you. You are a blessed people. You're the most talented on earth, and you are still grateful. That is why upon winning in their game, you always thank God. Tonight I would like to ask one favor of you. Imagine what we'll all be like in our own game. Peace and love for one another.
You know, let me just say this. The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson, to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same, though. You know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad. And the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them.
Yeah!
We can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent. Yeah. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Tell it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Respect!
I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
So, please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Michael is getting gangster today! Yeah.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil. And she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Oh, there you go.
We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't. I just want you to know I appreciate everything you've done. You've been amazing. You're so loyal, Diana. Everybody, Waldo, all the people here, I love you all. You've been amazing.
Thank you!
I love you. But still, I promise you, the best is yet to come.
The record business, exactly what it is, record business. And you have to take care of both, or they won't take care of you. Just wanting to make music, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really give a damn about the business part of it. I was trusting people the way it was supposed to be handled, and you get fucked like that. So, you know, you got to be on top of your own business. You know, don't trust no managers, no record company execs, nothing like that. Know it. Most artists don't know what they're supposed to get paid or when they're supposed to get paid. It's fucked up. You know, you gotta know that. You can't make your best music if your business is not taken care of.
Like, music, like, at this point, it loses me money. It doesn't make me money. It is my $5 billion net worth and $300 million of cash that I see a year. Music is like negative $4 million for me. So these contracts for me were kind of like Wangro and Heat, where this guy had everything, but he still said, Wangro messed up this heist that we were going to do. Like, I look at the music industry, not music and the love of music itself, but the music industry, I look at it like Wangro, like, I blame, you know, the loss of my mother partially on the entertainment industry. The always fighting to, you know, represent, you know, who you are against media, entertainment industry that's trying to tear down anybody that's not going with the flow. Just saying, like, Michael Jackson not waking up one day, Prince not waking up one day, Bruce and Brandon Lee, Bob Marley, all of these things have crossed my mind, you know, as I'm going and saying, I need to innovate what these contracts are, not just for me, but for all artists. It's not about me getting my masters back. It's about freedom. And I say on a new song, I say, if I would put myself in harm's way to get my masters, they would put themselves in harm's way to stay the master. And there's a complete parallel to the way the music industry works and the way the world currently works.
Singer Baby Rexha is fuming mad at the music industry. She posted a bunch of messages basically saying she's been screwed over and isn't getting the recognition she deserves. Apparently, she's got dirt on some folks and is threatening to expose the whole good, the bad, and the ugly if things don't change. This definitely sounds messy. What do you think?
When you in this business, right, and you got talent, they want you because you got influence. So if you got the potential to be influential, they want you, not because you're talent, because they could use you as a tool to push their agenda.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?"
This is very important because throughout the years, black artists have been taken advantage of completely. And it's time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible, incredible injustice. And like Mrs. Sharpton was saying, people from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stopped touring, they would totally go broken. And it's been, the record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists. Sony, Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
Into this way, and whoever else, artists that are on their label that are being sucks! Sony sucks! Sony sucks! I want to hear the guys in the back! Towards Webster Hall.
You know, my mama made me to never be manipulated and gangstered and pimped, but somehow stepping into the music industry, it happened. You know, like the music industry is set up for you to have just enough money to afford a car, pay for your kids, a house, and be on tour for the rest of your life till you die. It ain't set up for you to literally go buy an island like Phil Knight. It ain't set up for the artist to win. It's like boxing. You know, more people end up retarded than rich.
Right now, today, I would never invest in music. T-Manny will tell you, his budget's be low as shit.
We are on a path with the technology. We can't get off that path. So we have to invent a new way to get music to people.
It's a very, very odd time for music. Odd time for music.
So the last 5 years, I think we've hit the valley of sound quality. In the 60s, it was vinyl.
It's like having a novel or just an artifact. I love objects and just kind of memorable things.
I remember when the CD first came out.
You couldn't wait to read the album sleeve and the lyrics and who took the pictures.
I remember opening up albums and just looking at who wrote this song, who produced this song, looking at the pictures and like, this shit is fly. And you would appreciate the music that much more based on the passion that artist put into that project.
It's very easily accessible, so it's very easy to throw away now. Even in myself, I never used to skip things. I used to just listen to the whole album.
Music is and always will be the biggest source of entertainment and communication for people. We just have been sort of lost in this black hole of how we get it and how important it is and how much we should appreciate it.